horrible idea. Nobody's gonna even like this video. Jeez. Oh, well, let's just try it anyway. Well, guys, I've come up with a video for demolition derbies. Don't mind the car in the background. You may have seen it, you may not have seen it. I have no idea when this video is gonna be posted. But here's what we're gonna do. I bought this brand new whiteboard. Ooh, baby. How do you know it's brand new? Because it's not dirty. So, we are going to do something here. Just give me a second. That's right. We're going to be doing a demolition derby tier list. So I'm thinking that we have like different layers. So this one up here is going to be like the cars that make the sport. Then down here, we're going to have like really good cars. These cars here are cars that you would see at the track on a regular basis that can hold their own, usually come top 10, sometimes win top prize. These ones up here almost always win top prize. Then we're going to go down here. Cars that you see at the track that you're not really worried about, or cars that sometimes can give you one heck of a hit but don't really do any damage. And then down here, you're gonna see, I don't know how far this camera goes down. Down here is the cars that you almost, when you see them at the track, you don't even blink an eye at it. I got some ideas for down there, but we're not gonna go down there yet. So, what do you guys think? Like God, a legendary, or do you guys wanna do like Super Saiyan? I don't know. But let's pick out a couple. Now, my pictures are a little big. I got a couple here. Can you guys guess with the very first one? I think these are a little big. I think I gotta make them smaller. I don't know how to make them smaller, but maybe we can make them smaller. Now, a lot of these cars, I'm not gonna know a lot of info on them. Like if you guys say that you want information on a Daewoo Alontis, I'm not gonna know. If you want a Chevy Epica, I can give you a little bit of interest on, which is actually a Daewoo with a tuxedo. Anyway, some of them I have quite a bit of knowledge about. Some of them I know quite a bit about. Some of them I know quite a bit that I haven't gone into. Some of them I don't know as much as I should know. But you guys guessed it right, if any of you did guess. What is gonna be the very first car that we choose? That's right. 97 to 99 Toyota Camry. Now, I'm gonna expand that. I'm gonna go 92 to 2001 Toyota Camry. I'm going to include Solera. I'm going to include Avalon, but maybe not. I'm not gonna include Lexus ES300. So the Lexus ES300s, and actually, you know what? 97 to 01 Avalons, very tough cars. 92 to 96 Avalons, fronts are fine, backs are absolutely garbage. So maybe this will have to be a way more in-depth thing than I'm thinking of. Just to show you guys how serious I am. Not only did I buy a whiteboard, I bought brand new tape. So I need to make these smaller. Maybe a bigger board. I'm gonna say the Toyota Camry has in the past 10 years moved its way up from some obscure car to a God tier car. Now, a lot of you guys are gonna say it doesn't belong there. I think it does. I think here in Ontario alone, this car wins Now there's one promoter that does not allow this car in bone stock, so that's going to kind of skew the results for the last years. It's actually got to the point where it's almost reached imperial status, where promoters are actually starting to ban this. So one promoter here in Ontario does not allow it to run minis. It must run mid-size, even with a 4-cylinder in it. The other promoter does not let this run windshield bone stock at all. You can run it in their Pro Mod, but you cannot run it in their bone stock, which is weird because you can run W-bodies in the bone stock, but you can't run Camrys. So like you can run a bigger, well-known, tougher car, but in retrospect, W-bodies are a little weaker in bone stock. But this is one of the only cars other than hearse, limousines, checkered cabs, and Imperials that I know is getting banned across Ontario. So this car is amazing bone stock. This is amazing for the beginners. They're extremely easy to work on. The aftermarket is really taken off. You have Jeffy's Fab Farm building shifters, intakes, EGR block-offs, axle protectors. You have Zero building full engine cradles. You have aftermarket everything for these things now. And I do strongly believe this car belongs in God tier. I really do. And you guys know that I run a lot of Camrys. I am a firm believer that this car belongs there. If any of you guys disagree with me, make sure you leave your comments down below, because I like to know. I like to know the input. I like to know what you guys are thinking. And I want to know what you guys think about where I place this. Do you think it should go lower? Let me know in the comments. We're going to move on to car number 2. I just mentioned it a couple minutes ago. I have quite a bit of experience with these, maybe not as much as your average builder in the lower, mid, higher USA. It's a Chevy Lumina. So, up here in Canada, the US, you guys have completely different rules, but up here in Canada, for the longest time, our two classes were dominated by two different cars. Camrys, we had a wheelbase limit of 106.5. If it was a 4-cylinder, it could be any wheelbase, but a V6's was 106.5. So that put Toyota Camrys in mini car, but that put Toyota Avalons and W-bodies in full size. So these cars here in Ontario for probably 8 years were mandatory to run full size with Crown Vics. Now our rules were square tubing bumpers, homemade bumpers, you're allowed rear axle swaps, any tires, it just had to be a bolt-in axle, you couldn't have any pieces welded to it. You had to have Chevy and Chevy, Ford and Ford motors. It was full size straight stock. So you could have like dash bars and no gas tank protectors, but you could swap out your aluminum suspension to steel suspension on your Crown Vics and blah, blah, blah. It was a pretty good class back in the day. And it was dominated by W-bodies. If you guys don't know, Josh Archambault actually took W-bodies and kind of destroyed our full-size point series up here in Canada. Now, in stock class, Camry is 100% above W-body. 100%. I think that without the proper plates and engine cradles, I think W-bodies are weaker than Toyota Camrys. But as soon as you go mod class, like Bash for Cash, Blizzard Bash, anything like that, Toyota Camrys cannot compete with the W-bodies. And for that, I think we have a place for this thing. For the sheer amount of W-bodies that have ran, the sheer amount of aftermarket from engine cradles that almost every company puts out engine cradles, carburetor kits from Gray Area, W-body tuning on the fuel injection system, bolted cages, complete changes of suspension that is available for these, how tough the factory front suspension is, how straight the frames are that don't like to bend. You can tie the the frame to the subframe and make these cars incredible. For that, I am going to say that this is a God tier car as well. Now, You know what? I'm gonna slide a bit off to the side because I think I'm gonna run out of room. So a lot of you guys are gonna say that doesn't deserve to be there. You guys can all have your opinions. I think for what this car is and how much it has completely changed the mid-size derby world and mini derby world, I think the W-body deserves its spot right there. Now there's different variants. I do believe that the older non-bubble W-bodies, while being extremely tough, I do think the back ends are weaker. I think they're designed to go down much harder. If you go Grand Prix, I still think the front ends are the same, but now you have a mono fiberglass leaf. If you could change that to a full steel leaf, weld it in, completely different cars. But W-bodies, for the sheer aftermarket, the easeability, and now with everybody being able to tune them and get carburetor kits, distributor kits, everything for these, I think these are God tier cars. You guys can argue with me as much as you want. Your opinions matter, so leave your comments down below. We're gonna do one more car in this video. We've done 2 God tier cars. Now this one right here is not gonna be a God tier car. Can't do all God tier in the first episode. You guys wouldn't come back for episode 2 because you don't give a crap about anything else. So this car right here, I think is a great car. I think it holds its own in stock. If you take this thing into pro, bad time. No dice, no good potatoes. I think this car here is easy to build. You don't need to move any wiring. The intake is made out of like a bendable aluminum, which is rare. So like the intake can be smashed off of it and these cars don't matter. You could lose, I've had these cars with the whole intake ripped right off, run just fine. Well, wide open, but just fine. The struts don't break, the tie rods bend, the whole frame rails come in, they don't die. You can take one of these cars, get rid of the radiator, and it will run for 30 minutes and not care at all. They are getting a little rare up here in Ontario just because of how old they are. But great first car, great in a small muddy track in a stock class where you can't get that much speed. If you use the back of them, it will come to speaker deck and then never move. Can you guys describe the car that I'm saying? That's right. I have experience with these. This is a 97 to 2002 Toyota Corolla. Now I don't think this belongs in God tier. I really don't. Just for the facts, as I said. Does this belong in a legendary? No. This belongs down here. And the reason for that is, this is a great car. I think it's amazing for beginners. And they come by easy, they're easy to work on, and they just don't die. If you can take these cars and you can turn them around, protect the front end until the final 5 or 6 minutes, they will run forever. They go till speaker deck and then they just don't move anymore. They are an unbelievable weapon in the back, and I think that makes these guys an actual contender. Are you going to be hit by one of these cars and not... Will this car wreck a Camry? No. If a stock Camry hits this car repeatedly, will you wreck a stock Camry hitting this car? Yes. If you hit this thing square in the back with a stock Camry with like a rebar swap, and you hit this car in the back of it like 10 times, this Corolla is not going to care. The Camry will lose its shifter. These cars are super competitive with almost no work put in them. Are they easy to drive? Yes. Are they easy to build? Yes. Are they gonna win you every derby you go to? Absolutely not. But for that matter, we're gonna put the 97 to 02 Corolla down here. Oh, great cars, great cars. If you guys think this is a good video series and idea, leave a comment down below. If you don't like where I put these cars, leave a comment, tell me to move them. They come off easy, guys. It's just tape. Will magnets stick to this? Guys, maybe we'll get rid of the tape and just get thousands of magnets, because I know that you guys are going to be fighting down in the comments about where these cars are listing up. And if there's any cars that you guys want to see come back onto this list, leave a comment down below, because I'd like to know what you guys think. Take care, guys, and we'll see you back here later on Zach's Workshop. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.